Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Penalty Loop Podcast, a podcast about biathlon by Jordan Gottschalk from Penalty Loop and a regular guest, RJ Weiss from Biathlon Analytics.
Hola, señor RJ, ¿qué tal?
Hola, hola, hola. Buenos noches.
Buenos noches.
My Spanish is not very good. I get away with some bastardized Italian every now and then, enough that they know what I'm trying to say. But as with so many countries, as long as you make an effort, I think that goes a long way, even if it sounds horrible.
Yes, and then, there's a reason you're speaking Spanish tonight is because you're in Mexico.
Yeah,
you're doing some scouting
in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, yeah.
I'm looking for a friend from Mexico, but I haven't found them yet.
Let's keep looking. They're out there.
Yeah. It is a bit odd to be like in, well, I mean, you don't know any better, but to be like 27 degrees and the kids going to the pool and the beach, and then I'm going to watch a biathlon race. But as much as I like being here and as much as I, appreciate the fact that I'm able to be here, I still, when I see biathlon, I'm like, man, I'd love to be on skis right now.
Yeah, that's just how I live. It's always that way around here. And
yeah. It's
it was when I walked outside this morning wearing my short sleeve shirt. It was a little bit chilly, so we had that.
No.
Yes, I know.
Was it below 20?
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to go back and check.
No, we left in a balmy minus 22, I think, and then the next day it was minus 30 in Calgary.
Oh my word!
So almost 50 degrees. No, well, yeah, around 50 degrees difference. Something to be said for that as well.
Yeah. Well, and good transition point here, but then I don't want to focus too much on it. But do you think it was warmer in Mexico or in Le Grand Bornand this week?
Yeah, I didn't get much of it, but it seemed like today, the Sunday, the mass start was like colder or not? Was it still pretty warm?
Yeah. It was cooler. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's nothing new there, right? But it is amazing how they still prepare their tracks. It didn't seem to, like, I'm sure there's some difference between the first starters and the last starters, but it didn't seem to really be bad.
Yeah.
So, but it was what I did find interesting is that the Germans did so well today.
Right?
On a colder day, where on the warmer days, they were not doing as well. And they've struggled in the past with waxing in warmer conditions. So it makes you wonder too, and how much the difference is still there.
Yeah. Yep. It was definitely better today.
And I mean, yeah. And well, I mean, Vogt in the top 6 for ski time, or top 4 even. I'm not sure. And then Strelo was, I think, in the top 10 for ski time.
He needed to be top 9.
Like that. Well, yeah, poor guy. But at the same time, I'm really hoping that after getting rid of the frustration of being passed just like with 10 meters to go, he starts to realize 4th spot is something to be really proud of.
Yes, second career best finish, second best career finish. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and it's just. I kind of feel for him because I don't know what his experience is, of course, on the track, but he knows that he's not the fastest skier out there typically. He knows that someone like Christensen and even behind him, Dahle, they're flying. And then to get to the point that you can stay out front for 0.5% of the remaining ski time.
Yeah.
And then get past so close to the finish. But I mean, you can't ask more of yourself than shooting. You shot clean, right? and shooting like that and clearly giving your all on the skis. So, I mean, yeah, I think he can turn it around quickly in just appreciating the fact that he did so well. And
yeah.
Yeah.
He had the ability to do it. It took shooting clean, but he's a great shooter, and he put himself in that position. And
totally, yeah.
Yeah, I was devastated for him, but also thrilled for him at the same time, right?
Yeah.
You know, that he got there and had that. And it was so funny. And I don't want to talk about the women's race quite yet, but that we had just seen something similar happen like an hour and a half earlier with the women, with Camille, you know, leaving and having the lead and then getting chased down and getting bumped off the podium. And
but that was at least not with 5 meters to go.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I just felt so bad for Justus, but again, I think that I'm hopeful that he'll be able to take the right thing.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that we can chat with him. I just didn't feel like reaching out to him today and be like, hey, you know, so close.
Yeah, no, but
yeah.
It's also nice that he's still in the flower ceremony, and
yes,
you know, I'm sure he will. Hopefully, by that point, he's like, you know, look at me, I'm in the flower ceremony on a mass start, like.
And you didn't get a chance to watch it, I don't think. The
flower ceremony? Oh no, no, I didn't.
Yeah, and they did, like, he did get a very nice cheer. And his German teammates were out there leading a cheer for him. So that was pretty cool. I think the crowd did a really good job of recognizing, you know, what a moment that was. So yeah.
And quick correction, he was 14th in ski time today.
Well, he needed to be 13th.
Was 6th.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I know I'm correcting myself.
It's it's unfortunate.
It is, and I feel really bad, but I also, again, like I said, also really happy that he was able to put that performance out there.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, before we go any further, I think I would be lying if I didn't say that my first thought about the weekend was that it just felt like Lou's weekend from even before the races started. Just, it felt like, you know, it was a French home race, and I felt like I heard several times about how she hadn't performed well in front of French fans, and the pressure was on her, and would she be able to perform? And good gracious, did she ever? That was just a spectacular weekend. So I just, my first, second, and third thoughts were all about Lou putting on a show, you know, taking the yellow bib, winning the pursuit, and she looked spectacular.
Yeah, she looked like last year again, right? Like, just so incredibly strong, and yeah. I just, it's funny because it was mentioned numerous times that she actually doesn't really like Annecy because of the extra pressure, and yeah, she found a way, I guess, to turn that into positive energy, because she was pretty darn good.
She was, and
still that last shooting miss is uncharacteristic, I find.
Yeah. She does have it, but that the pursuit especially, I mean, she obviously, the sprint was great, but the pursuit just felt, even when she wasn't perfect and she wasn't, it just felt like she was in command the entire time before the race started, you know, knowing she was so close to the lead, and it just felt like it was her race, and it was going to be decided. Either she was going to run away and win it, or it was going to take her doing something really wild, like, you know, 4 or 5 misses or something. But yeah, she
must be one of the worst people to start behind you.
Right? Who would,
and her and Simone probably.
That's it. That was going to say, is it, who would you rather have, her or Simone right behind you?
In the current form, probably Simone.
Yeah. For now,
she was obviously still pretty darn good. But,
so yeah, I just, you know, hats off to Lou. It looked like she was enjoying the weekend. A really nice moment with her parents after the win. It was nice for her to get the monkey off the back about performing in Annecy, and she's wearing yellow. And my only question is, will anybody take it? Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a long season, of course, but it's hard to see her losing a position.
Yeah, and she's been so good for what, 2+ years now.
3 or yeah, exactly.
So I just, not that other women can't.
Well, no.
Yeah,
and I mean, she could get sick and miss a week or so, right? It's
yeah,
but yeah.
Anyway,
interestingly, after 2 second places, I think she's proven to me that she's been the best athletes over the last couple of years.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is funny that even though she did, like you said, finish second place twice, that she comes into this season, it just feels like it's her season. Like she is the one who's in control of the field, and yeah. So, and she looked like it today. Or not today, I should say, but this weekend.
Or even today, right?
Yeah. So, until Maren's just absolutely crazy final lap.
Yeah. But I mean, she looks so strong, though.
Yes, totally agree. Yep.
No, it was that's a funny thing with Annecy. It's always, the races are always exciting. Like always, I don't know. There's surprises. There's not often that there's like big gaps between the number 1 and then the number 2 and then a gap to number 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In those pursuits and mass starts frequently coming down to the last shoot, last lap. It's not like you've got somebody who's out there with a huge lead and could have 3 misses or 2 misses, and like we've seen Johannes, sometimes. Doesn't usually happen in Annecy though. Yeah.
Right.
Then the fans certainly appreciate it. Those God, they're crazy. I don't know. Those fans are rabid, and I mean that as a positive.
It is interesting though, because they, like 90% of the time, they're super unbiased. I mean, obviously they're cheering louder for the French. There were sometimes where there were some pretty well-known athletes, like a Hannah Oberg or whatever, that level, and it was barely a sound. And it really stood out. It was really, and it might have been that it was after 3 or 4 French came in, and maybe they were just out of gas. But
I know what you mean.
And I can't remember a particular athlete as an example, but just I noticed that sometimes it just felt a bit quiet all of a sudden.
Maybe Hannah this weekend, because she stole the win on Thursday in the sprint. They're like, we're not.
Well, that could be.
We're not cheering for you.
Done with you.
Yeah, get out of here. It's just time for you to go.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I also liked there was a lot of not shocking, but good surprises. Like Anna Vidal had 17th, 14th, and 10th. Folk did really well. And Strelo today, Caroline Knotten, 8th, 21, and 8th. Amy Bezerga, 5th today. Deedra Irwin had a really awesome weekend. Passler all of a sudden in the mix today.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah. Coming off the IBU Cup, and she set her career best twice this week.
Yeah. And 2 Canadians in the pursuit was awesome. And yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a lot of fun results in the sense of names you don't see every day, and it's just good to see. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple, but Ermits still doing really good.
Yes. Yep.
Right. Yep. So
Yeah, I had
It's good to see Preutz back to
Preuss.
you know, kind of the Preutz from last year.
Yeah,
So
definitely building. You know, what did she finish today? She was in the flowers. Sixth. Sixth.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Back in the
It was funny
flowers.
because we saw the top three come in, and it was Preutz, Vogt, and there was another skiing with them. And at some point I thought that Vogt was falling behind a little bit during the last lap, but then at the finish she was kind of leading that little group.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool to see because she's had her races before where she skied really well. So this must have been one of those days, I suppose.
I'm happy to see her showing signs of life, right? I mean, obviously she had such a brilliant start to last season, and then all the illness and mental health stuff, and then coming back. It's been a little bit of a slow process, so really happy to see her back in the top 10 today. You mentioned Anna Vital. I wanted to shout her out as well. She's just having a great year. I mean, I don't think that she was anybody's lock to make the World Cup team, and she did. Only run more than 8 races on the World Cup in 2 other seasons. She already has 5 top 20s and 3 top 10s. She only had 3 top 10s in her career before this season, so she's really making the most of it. Ties her career most top 20s in the year. I just really have. I mean, she's 29 years old, so who knows? Like, not like her career is over, but one of those. If you don't get the opportunity this year, like how many more are gonna come your way with all the young German talent coming up? And it's really nice to see her get that moment, and hopefully she's able to carry it forward, especially in the German races to start off the second trimester. That'd be really special for her.
Since we're talking about German athletes, did you hear that Johanna Puff from the German team had to be withdrawn and is not going to make it to the Olympics? With some Google Translate, it sounds like she has. Does that mean something to you? Myocarditis?
Yeah.
It's like a heart muscle inflammation. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
And I from what I've heard, is it's not bad per se. Like it's not very serious. It's more like a precaution that they took her out, but at the same time, it's like, well, health way more important. So they didn't want to take any risk. But I didn't get the impression that it was like very bad at this point.
If you know about it and you treat it appropriately, totally fine. Same thing, has happened to other people in the past and they've come back. Botn actually had this happen. And I think he did not, they didn't get it right away for him, which I think is what extended his timeout. But if you get it right away and there's no reason you can't come back. And look, we've seen Botn even with all the time away, he's back performing at a very good level. So obviously not what she wants, but hopefully it got it early. She's been out, I think, the entire season or most of it, and by hopefully they're treating it, and she's going to be done the rest of the year. But hopefully she can start training again over the summer.
Yeah. Do you happen to know what happened to Baiba? Because she had third shooting, all misses.
Yeah. And
then it did not finish. So I don't know if she just stepped out or.
She stepped out, yeah. But she also has had a handful of good races. She's had a handful of good sprints. So it's not like it's been a total wash of a first trimester for her. She's definitely had her moments.
And I wonder if she was just either sick or just feeling really tired or whatever.
Yeah, just like I'm not not doing this. Time to go.
If your legs are completely exhausted, shooting is almost impossible. Standing.
Yeah.
What stood out for you? Like what
Sure. Yeah. I think besides Lou, I mean, the big thing that I was thinking about for a lot of the day was Maren Shikaida and her last lap. I mentioned it earlier, but obviously Camille was leading after the last shoot, and then you had Maren, and you had Justine, and you had Lou, and that it was Maren who really led to close the gap down on Camille, and then just was like, all right, guys, I'm done. Like, I'll see you later. And just pulled away from everybody. That was like a mega impressive moment for.
And not your average skiers. Like Justine is
I
out
know.
in Lampage typically the fastest.
Yeah.
Now she did have did she have 2 or 3 penalty loops?
Justine today had she had 1. They all had 1.
1. Oh.
Justine, Lou, and Maren all had 1. Lou and Justine had their penalty loops in the last shoot, and Maren had hers after the first shoot. But that was, and it wasn't like, we'll play cat and mouse, we'll take turns. It was just Maren like, I'm going, and you guys are going to have to come and get me. Yeah. And so that was, well,
they made a pretty darn good effort still, but
they did. But she's still wearing the blue bib. It's not like she's, 26 or 27. She's still a baby. And I'm very impressed. We know she's got the speed. She's had, was it the Hochfjellsen sprint where she was within 15 seconds of Lou, even with one penalty to Lou's clean shooting. So
her ski times have been really good. Yeah.
That's just incredible. So I know I mentioned earlier, Lou is obviously my favorite to run away with yellow, but Maren is saying that, hey, I'm here and I'm not going to let you just get away with this.
Well, and then you think about, Knoten is having a good season so far.
Solid, yeah.
And then you see
real quick. You mentioned Knoten, the picture, and you could see it on the camera, but they got a good picture of it. Somebody did afterwards. Knoten's excitement for Shikaida today was really cool. It was just, and obviously people are excited for their teammates all the time, but it made me sort of wonder, like, how you sort of see these people, and Mona Brorsson was this person for Sweden for a while, where they're maybe not the best, but they're always so excited for everybody else. And it's like, you really need that person. That's just what it made me think of. So that was really cool. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, but totally. She's probably having the best start of her season for a long time, right?
She's had, 2 or 3 top 10s?
Yeah, but she was always like, I don't know. She seems to be in the mix a lot. Like,
I agree.
Right?
I agree. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure I had that correct. Yeah, 3 top 10s. She had 5 all of last year. So she's definitely she's in there. We're seeing
with the whole start of the season where if even Olainer Bjørnand gets frustrated with how things were happening, then clearly something wasn't. And we talked to her about that. So, but it seems to be working out for her.
Yeah,
at this point.
It just makes me really happy for her.
There's part of me that wishes that her mom would also be coaching, like looking through the scope.
Yeah, they should negotiate for that maybe for next season.
I don't know. Well, in a way, it surprised me a bit, because it's like, okay, so you don't want her to train with you, but you're still. And then are they coaching her there too? Like telling her the times, like split times?
I would assume.
It's a bit of an odd situation.
Odd dynamic. Anyway. Well, Lou was behind a scope today for the men's mass start. Maybe we can get Caro's mom behind one for the rest of the races.
Yeah, no, that was funny. Yeah, it's good to see her have a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What else you got?
Well, old Siminator still, I didn't see his result today, but because he had a couple misses, I think. But it's just cool to see him still, doing his thing, and
yes,
you always when especially a race like today where you see all these brackets when they're in the shooting range, and then this is typically one that's like white, 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 and it's often Eder, right?
Yep.
It's just incredible, this guy.
Did you, honestly, before this season, we talked about Eder and his ability to get in the top 10. Did you think he would actually do it?
No, because I he doesn't have that ski speed, but and I think his problem is that he needs days where other shooters don't shoot well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in my top 10 for sure.
I joked afterwards, like, man, he's not slowing down. Still able to get in the top 10 in his 40s. He might as well race for another 4 years.
I know. Yeah, it's incredible.
It really is. That made me really happy.
Yeah, today his shooting, the mass start. His shooting time was the 12th of the group, but I'm guessing his shooting time for the other races was even better. But anyway, sorry I cut you off there.
No, I was just going to mention you had said Deedra, Irwin, having a good weekend. Definitely a good weekend. 2/17 in Hawkfjellsen. She had another great one in Annecy. She was, I think, 10th in the sprint. Then was she 13th today? Yeah, 13th today. I just 4 top 20s for her is a great year, and that she did that all in the first trimester. This came after she was not started in Östersund. I'm not sure why. They just chose not to run her for the sprint, and here she is, just looking amazing. And she is officially going to the Olympics along with Campbell, Wright, and Maxime Germain and Margie Fried. They all punched their tickets. But I think the thing that made me happiest about Deedra this weekend was just seeing her before the races. And you may not have seen this on the whatever feed you were watching, but they showed her and Margie Fried before the race yesterday. And this was like minutes before the race was going to get underway, and they were just like dancing with the crowd. Like they were just dancing.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then today, the same thing. Like she was just singing to, like they were playing a Black Eyed Peas song, and she was singing and dancing, and just clearly so loose. And then she goes out there and has a great race, and it really looks like she's having a great time.
Well, and think about this. So last season, the whole season, her rank was 53rd in the overall with a point score of 79. And I believe she's already at 123 this season.
Look at that. Way to go.
And she's in 22nd place.
That's awesome. What is do you have it available, what her career best overall is?
Well, I don't see that right now, but the race rank starting in 2019, 2020, average for the season, she was 79, then 73.5, 44, 47, 35, 39, and now she's 25.2.
All right.
So, see if I can find the points here.
I got it while you were looking at her career best.
She's had 160.
Yeah,
2 seasons ago. Is that right?
Career best overall was 38th.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Way to go, Deedra.
Yeah.
It makes me very happy, and somebody should really interview her. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know anybody?
I sure do. Yeah, we've obviously we've been trading emails with her for a couple of weeks now, and so we hope to have her on before the second trimester starts. We're gonna let her enjoy her Christmas, and then we'll get in touch. I'm very excited about how she's doing. She, by the way, and we'll talk about this with her, because I've got a lot of Wisconsin specific questions for her, but she grew up very close to where my parents grew up. So yeah, it's just very a little personal connection there.
Well,
also,
that makes me think of Oslo, where, what are the odds of talking about the Green Bay Packers in Oslo during a World Cup of biathlon?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, believe me, we will be talking about the Packers when we talk to her. But also on the American side, Campbell, Wright. If you had to guess right now, so if you just your impression, don't think about it too hard. Your impression. Do you think that he is racing better this season versus last season?
Well, so far, almost every race, other than the first weekend, I thought that his skiing wasn't quite there. And then I looked at the rankings, and he was like first or third or something like that. Again, today, I was like, wow, he's shooting so well. Why is he not up there? So, but I think trend-wise, he's probably above last season.
Yeah. So right now, he's 11th. He ended last season in 17th. He's 11th overall right now. His average finish this season is 13.6 compared to 18 last year. And he has 4 top 10s already. He had nine last season. Of course, he had those 2 spectacular silver medals at Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
But he is running 11th fastest on the World Cup this year so far, in terms of his percent ahead of the middle of the pack, and his average course time rank, his average ski rank is 9.9. It's not bad. And
at least.
What is remarkable to me is that it also just feels so like, Campbell's it's just what he does, And it's kind of, it's cool. There's an American guy out there, and he finishes in 7th, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, he's in 7th. And whereas 2 years ago, I would have like fallen off my chair.
I know. And then the funny thing is, you're like, well, but he used to not come out for the US and blah, blah, blah. And I think, he used to be a Kiwi. Like,
I know.
Even,
Yeah.
It's not like he's a former Norwegian or German or something.
Yeah. He's a Kiwi American. That's just so cool.
It's astonishing. And I honestly, I wish we had more insight to it, but I just have this feeling that, you were saying that Deedra was like relaxed and stuff, and maybe she was always like that, but I just think he rubs off a very positive attitude and relaxed attitude, and the team must be picking up on it. And I think I sent you the picture of Paul Schomer with the introductions for the.
That was so funny,
and I think he's done that previous years as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always has a funny picture at the IBU.
That was pretty spectacular, especially because that was the the graphic right before he started to.
Yeah, I know, and it's funny because the German broadcast, they also made I think I talked about the Swedish team being followed for a year, kind of. And I think last year they did that with the German team, and one of the things was the photo shoot at the World Cup, the first World Cup, because then the IBU takes the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they basically have to face away from the camera, look at the left, and then when they say okay, then you kind of have to like turn your head towards the camera, and that's probably the image. I would say 99 out of 100 are probably just looking, either just a bit stern or laugh, and then he just leaning backward with big eyes, and I don't know. It's just, I just can kind of picture this photographer be like, okay, it's funny. Can we do a normal one now?
He's like, nope.
He's like, no, this is what we do.
Nope.
So,
this is it.
Know.
U.S. men are still in 6th in the Nations Cup, which is pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
while we are talking about the U.S. real quick, down on the IBU Cup this week, pretty cool. Joanne Reed and Jake Brown ran both the mixed relay and the single mixed relay on the same day. So they were two of the legs of the mixed relay, and the mixed relay finished in 5th. And then in the single mix, they finished in 7th.
No way.
Yeah. So pretty good day for them. Yeah. Oh, that was pretty awesome.
That's
the very next day,
yeah.
or was it the next day or 2 days later? Doesn't matter. Joanne Reed actually finished in 10th, which was her best ever international finish, IBU or World Cup level. And Lucy Anderson that day finished in 8th. So nice little results there. And then Joanne Reed promptly got sick. I think she raced too much in a couple of days, and she missed out on the Mass 60. But yeah, so that was. But yeah, it's just fun. The results are happening. And then you mentioned the Canadians earlier. The 2 Canadian women, I think it was it Shiloh Rousseau and Nadia Moser?
Moser.
Yeah, I think Pfeiffer and Pascal were both out. So they went 2 for 2. So they only had 2 in the sprint and both made it into the pursuit. 100%. You can't argue with that.
No, absolutely. And I think Nadia was in a really good spot until the standing shooting that didn't go as we would have hoped. But
her sprint was like,
and I don't know what
27th. I think that's one of her best ever finishes.
Yeah. No, I think Shiloh was 57th. So she was close to the end of the qualifiers. But I mean, at this point, it's also hats off to making it to a pursuit in qualifying, and
yes,
we talked about wax a little bit, and you'll have a really hard time convincing me that the wax techs of Norway or Sweden work harder than the wax techs of Canada or the US or and a lot of it is you have to the margins that they work within are just smaller because of lower budget and lower, they probably have smaller wax trucks and less ways to check and less personnel to do the testing. To still have 2 in the sprint that also qualify for the pursuit, I think that is pretty amazing. And especially on the first days where the waxing was hard with all the, the wet snow and the high temperatures. I mean,
and
I think that's often you don't really think about those things when the race is on because you see them all start, and as long as the snow conditions look similar, you're like, well, it's all equal. But then you think about the range that they have to work within with the limitations that teams like Canada have, and I'm very impressed with, the limited funding that they have, that they can still compete on the World Cup at that level and make and qualify. And so.
And again, Nadia didn't just qualify. I mean, like 27th, I think her career best is 23rd. So she was knocking on the doorstep of a career best. So I'm very impressed. I also wanted to mention Luke Holshoff on the Junior Cup had a 5th place finish this week as well.
Wow.
That's his second top 10 of the season already. So that's not nothing. And the Germans were there, and the Italians were there, and the French were there. So I know the Norwegian and Swedish athletes weren't there, but still there were some. It's not like this was
incredible.
Not like this was small nations. These were some pretty big teams that were there. So
yeah.
I'm very excited about that. It's coming along. I really do think that we've mentioned this, I think, probably every week, but it really feels like they're at the start of this climb, and like we're just starting to see that. And it just really feels like
I just really hope that we, I guess, as Canada can keep providing them with enough funding that they keep at it, right? Because I think that's one problem with smaller nations, that athletes get to the point of they're not usually not making any money on it. So, when you get to the point where, I have to have a life after biathlon at some point. Sometimes I need to make tough choices, and I really hope that they're going to be put in a position that they can continue their career, right? For as
Couldn't
long
agree
as
more.
they want, and not, So, yeah,
So from
hats off.
one of the most underfunded teams to maybe the most funded team, we haven't talked about the Norwegian men very much, but I did want to celebrate Johannes Dale Skjævdal, as once again he gets pushed to the IBU Cup, and fairly, right? There was a qualification process, and he just happened to be the odd man out. Goes to Obertiliak, wins 3 times, and then sort of forces the decision. Win 3 straight races, you can't really keep him down. Comes up to the World Cup, has a pretty good time in Hochfilzen. Comes to Annecy and quite nearly gets a win. Finishes in second in the sprint, third in the pursuit, and then 6th today. And I think he's gone from, obviously on the IBU Cup, certainly on the outside looking in for the Olympic team, to now I have no idea how you would keep him off of it.
Yeah.
It's just, I will always...
I haven't seen him this happy, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't know if you saw for the sprint after Christensen came in and beat him, how like they both seemed so happy together, and Dale seemed so happy for Christensen, and they they kind of went through maybe not quite the same stage, but we had Christensen having to take some time off just before Christmas, I think last year or 2 seasons ago. Yeah, you're right. Dale it was fair that he went to the IBU Cup, but I think a year ago when he was sent down, I think that raised a lot of question marks. To the point that I think you and I have talked about, like, did he ever get a really fair shot at it? And I don't know, it's there's a different atmosphere on the team, and I don't want to make that sound like it's related to the Bow brothers, but we mentioned this before, where you got the sense sometimes with Ziggy and the coaching that it was like the Bow brothers first, and then the rest came after, and
well,
I don't know.
This is a good opportunity because now that Christensen has mentioned that he had serious discussions with the Swedish team about going and racing for them, and he mentioned other teams as well. That I don't know. I don't remember how much of this we've actually talked about, but when we were in the lobby of the hotel, sitting right across from Ziggy and a couple other Norwegian guys, and just listening in on the conversation, and we don't have to mention the details, but yeah, I mean, it was just enlightening to sort of hear where
it was shocking.
Mindset was. Yeah, where their mindset was.
I mean, I typically when I happen to overhear people, I make an effort not to listen to them, because I think it's not polite, and also not polite towards you, because you and I were kind of chatting. I think that was when QFM was walking around us, and we met with Dalen, the president.
Yep.
Remember? But why I was, I guess, being rude and kept listening was that it really felt like it was all about, what does JT Bow need to do to beat Liger? Or even to the point, like, to beat the other guy. And not even mentioning, like, what does Liger need to do to get the yellow bib, or, like, I don't know. It just really, that really changed my I guess, feeling that I had with the coaching team. And I don't
to
know.
be clear,
I think I texted you. Sorry. Yeah.
I was going to say, and to be clear, I don't hold Johannes responsible for that whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. I
And I also want to mention that I wasn't like holding a glass against the wall. Like we were just sitting, close by, and they weren't like hush hush. They were just openly talking about it. So
yeah. To be fair, they were speaking in German?
they were speaking German. Yeah, I think it was an Austrian person from the press that it seemed to me had been around for a long time.
It was just,
But,
it was interesting. I think it spoke a lot to where the mindset of the Federation was. And I think that
it's not an easy job.
No,
right?
No. I think the teammates had a lot of respect and sort of adoration and love. You saw Sturla last year when Johannes and Tarjei announced their retirements, his genuine affection and tears. But I also think that those guys took up a lot of air, and not through any fault of their own, just because of their greatness.
Right.
That's going to happen. And now that they're not there, it gives space to other guys to come up. And I think that's where you're seeing Vetle being even more relaxed. And I think he's sort of bringing Sturla in a little bit, and him and Dalla being so comfortable together. I'm enjoying the camaraderie and the attitude of the team. It just seems like
absolutely. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more joy on the team. The only thing with I wondered a bit. I know that Liegert has said he's basically only focusing on the Olympics, but he seems almost the one that maybe struggles the most with now being I guess, sort of the top dog, even though in standing he's already not. But he's not having, a super start, but at the same time, I mean, this is exactly what we talked about, right? Like so the whole season he has had 5th, 4th, 8th, 5th, 6th, 11th, 8th, 12th.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more a shooting actually that's like lower than before.
Well, he's just really pitiful. 6th in the overall. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm obviously being silly but it's amazing how high his standard is that it seems relatively disappointing. Obviously not
well,
totally,
it's almost like he hasn't really been in the.
Yeah,
I think there was one race where he seemed to be able to win and didn't, but
well, Botn is just taking up all the wins, all the podiums there are right now.
Right.
With just this
do you
outrageous
think he can
start.
keep that up?
I don't know. He clearly, I mean, if you look at his races, he has adopted a new strategy, which is go slow to start and build. And I think he was like 26 seconds slower than Dalla on the first lap of the sprint this week. I think we talked about it just texting, during the week. Clearly working because his hit rate is higher than it's ever been before. He had
by a mile.
What did he hit? Yeah. What is he hitting right now? He is hitting 96.2%. And he's got win, third, fourth, win, fifth. It's just remarkably steady, remarkably consistent.
Yeah.
And
I think it's going to be interesting to see the next race when he has like 2 or 3 misses in one shooting and how that's gonna. And not, I don't wish that upon him, but I have a hard time seeing that he can maintain this whole season. But
if he maintains this level of shooting for the entire season, then hats off, because that is just an outrageous improvement that he has made. You can just look back on his, because he's primarily only raced on the IBU Cup until now, and his last couple of seasons of shooting on the IBU Cup, 83.3, 80.5, 86.8. So this is a 10% improvement over his previous career best.
Mm-hmm.
Can you keep it up? I'm not going to say no, because he's done it so far, but it would seem unlikely based on his history. But even if he drops to only 90%, that's probably still going to be good enough at this point.
I mean, his skiing ranking so far was 1st, 2nd, 11th, 3rd, 9th, 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 3rd. So it's not like he's, lost a lot of
slug.
speed.
Yeah.
And then even, I think his only other part of the tactic is taking his time in the shooting range. Right? And it's working out for him, so why would you not?
Not everybody can be Tommaso Giacomel with their 17.6 second 5 for 5 to clinch the mass start win.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about him.
No, him or Perrot, right?
Yeah, but with Perrot, it doesn't come unexpected at all to see him in the top 3, where with Giacomel, I don't know, I know he's strong and I know he can be a contender, but that he already would have won 2 races by this point.
Why no? Yeah. Won 2 races. He's only been outside the top 8 twice. And those were, interestingly, the first 2 races of this weekend. Yeah. He just,
which, obviously with a sprint and a pursuit, that also,
yes,
if you have a bad sprint,
right now, those 2 are separated by 16 points in the overall, and I'm not surprised to see Giacomel in the top 5, but only 16 points back of Perrot. It's fun. It sure makes it exciting.
Absolutely.
And
and
those guys are 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, something around there. And his isolated pursuit time was 4th.
Yeah, there you go.
In Annecy.
So a much better pursuit than. And I think what was impressive today was just that it was almost like I don't know if you know the Halloween movies with Michael Myers, but it's like it didn't matter. It felt like he was never dead. It was like he had the miss early, and he fell back, and suddenly there he was again. He was right with them, and even with Perrot being clean, Giacomel built this pretty significant lead on the 4th lap going into the last shoot. I mean, what did he have, 15 seconds when they got to the range?
Oh, yeah.
And that was even with a miss versus Perrot being clean. And so he didn't need to shoot in 17.6 seconds. He just did it because he could.
Yeah. He looks really strong. I mean, Vitozzi, Passler doing really good today.
Yeah.
You're having an incredible
obviously.
Start. They definitely did some good things during the training.
They got to be so excited, right? The Italian fans. You've had.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Veer has a win. Vitozzi has a win. Giacomel has 2 wins. Passler almost reaching the top. I mean, they got to be getting very. That's. If Hofer,
and it's really not that far away. Right?
Yeah, I would say if Hofer can be in shape, I mean that's a mixed relay that could score a medal. That is every individual event they could put a medal up. That could be a great home performance. Oh man. What do you think about our boy Jacqueline this weekend?
Well, if you look at biathlon in the end, at the big picture as entertainment, he must be. If there was such a thing as entertainment score for each race, he would be
He's
clearly a number 1 position, right?
Yeah.
And I've written an article about it and everything, and how if you would change this or that, maybe that would. But at the same time, I really like that he just doesn't change. He's like, this is who I am. This is how I race. And yes, it will not work many times, but when it does work, it's beautiful. So
just takes one time. That's all he needs. My favorite part of this weekend was that he started, I think, both the sprint and the pursuit with the cap on, and he definitely ended bald.
Yeah, I saw him. He threw it off after the last shooting in the pursuit. Yeah. I think I literally saw him throw it off.
I like to imagine that his head just got so hot that it just burned up. It just incinerated on top of his head because he was so.
Well, I think it has to do too with when you, like, if you heat up a lot during skiing, but then you're shooting and you don't wear a hat, that it can feel really cold.
Okay.
And be distracting. And then that's why I think after the fourth shooting that because then obviously he doesn't need it anymore. That's why he throws it off. So I think in the end he probably feels a bit more comfortable without it, but he also knows when he's standing still in the range. Well, that's the only thing I can think of, but who knows?
He did shave his head, so that didn't help him out too much with the staying warm part.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It was just such an image of this shaved head with the earrings. It was quite a look.
I know.
It almost added to it. It's like, how can I make this even more entertaining? And it's like, let's change up the look.
Yeah.
Super happy.
But it was from the start of the season, right?
Yeah. He looked rough in the last lap of the sprint, and I was worried halfway through the pursuit when he was sort of following the same strategy. I was like, well, didn't really work out too well in a 3-lap race. What's going to happen in a 5-lap race? But I mean, that was a big time push he had late. So good for him.
Yeah. No. It's all or nothing, right? That's just how he races.
It's so much fun.
How he's so entertaining.
He has driven me crazier than just about any athlete in biathlon, but like you said, I just sort of I choose to accept him for who he is, faults and all, and it's
unfortunate because it kind of came out a little bit with when we were talking about Campbell in Oslo, where Jacqueline raced ahead, and that it's gotten to a point now where athletes are like, oh yeah, well we'll catch up with him after he misses 3 in a row, or where I think early in his career there was more doubt, like, oh, well, should we go with him or should we just let him go crazy, right? Where maybe it's gotten to a point now where they know if he hits everything, we can't keep up with him anyway. But he'll probably miss a couple and then we'll be right there. So that's good. It's good to have characters.
It's so good for the sport.
Yeah. And I mean, look at how Campbell is like super popular. He's a lot of athletes wave at the crowd, but not where you're like in more or less a sprint to the finish with somebody else for World Cup points.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was it Lesser who did that in Oslo? And was it his last race? Like he was just like going down the straight away and just waves to the crowd.
But he was in a lead though, right?
He would. No, he would. This was not the race that he won. It was it was. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. A few people I wanted to mention. I wanted to do a quick Suvi Minkinen update. I don't think it would be a Penalty Loop podcast at this point if I didn't. But just very happy for Suvi. She had food poisoning this week.
Oh,
and
okay.
Even still, she had a very good week. 6th in the sprint and then 2nd in the pursuit. She went clean.
Crazy,
and she needed every single one of those shots to go down because I think she was on her very last legs there at the end. And then today you could clearly see even from the start she was like, nope, not no, don't have it today. Yeah. But so that gives her 2 more very good finishes this season. which ups her to already having 3 podiums this year, which matches all of last season already. Last season was pretty spectacular, so 3 podiums, pretty great. Just really happy for her. Her skiing before today, I would imagine it took a little bit of a hit today, but no, still faster than last year. Obviously, still a great shooter. So,
and where do you think
overjoyed.
she sits in the isolated pursuit score?
Isolated pursuit score. Well, she probably did decently. Yes, I mean, just finished in second. I don't know. She's probably 5th.
She's second, only 4 points behind the
Ooh.
lead.
Oh.
Any idea who the lead would be? Gut feel.
Say it again.
Who would be leading the isolated pursuit for the women, do you think?
Leading the isolated pursuit for the women.
There's a whole bunch of them that are all pretty close.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think who did well. I was trying to think who did well in the pursuits the last couple of weeks. I would wonder, didn't Hannah have like that amazing comeback from like 49th or whatever it was to 10th or something like that? I would think that she would be up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
you tell me.
I've a top 5, and just
please,
heads up. I haven't calculated everything through. I literally had to go to this manually and add everything up. So I'm sure I made a mistake every now and then. But so in the top 5, 5th is Hannah Oberg, 137 points. Then 5th are both Fitozzi and Justine Bressa-Boucher, 142. Elvira at 148. Then Suvi, 161. And Lisa Hauser, 165.
Oh, Lisa Hauser, buddy. Lisa and Suvi are 1-2 going to Oslo. Man, you are going to have to print me off one of those globes real fast because I'm.
Yeah. No, it's it's super close. And then for the men, any idea?
For the men, is it Botn? I mean, it would just make the most sense.
No. Because it's not the pursuit ranking. It's isolated pursuit, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I just assumed it was still him because he's been so good.
No, it's been Perrot and Giacomel. And Perrot clearly, let me see. Perrot had a 3rd, a 1st, and a 2nd isolated pursuit time.
All right, man. He's running away with it now.
Giacomel, 4th, 3rd, and 4th. And Botn, Botn 14th, 4th, and 1st.
Right, well, he's trying to surge back into this thing.
Just looking at QFM because you're always good at pursuit. He was 6th, 11th, and 10th. So not even close to the lead there. So yeah, again, I kind of had to do it like based on a phone, and I couldn't find my reading glasses. So might be 1 or 2 mistakes. But
if there's a mistake, we're not going to hold you responsible.
Yeah, but I know that some people were asking where the isolated pursuit standing was, and I will start updating that more frequently. But
yes, yeah, we need it. The people are demanding it.
Yeah, it's. I'm a little disappointed that Lou hasn't talked about that yet. As far as I know, that she's a bit worried about her isolated pursuit cup because she might have to pass it on.
It's fine if she's passing it off to Suvi or Lisa. I think
fair enough. Can live with that.
We'll be okay with it. She posted the picture on Instagram. I'm quite happy about that.
Who's it?
Lou posted the picture of her puppy with the globe. Yep.
Yeah. I am really curious to know if it's still recognizable.
Even if it's not, it makes me happy.
No, for sure.
Yeah, it makes me happy that we did it and she recognized it, and that was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Camille, I think we mentioned her earlier only because of her tough finish. She goes to the last lap with the lead and then gets just sort of steamrolled by three of the most powerful women in biathlon. I feel for her because that's happened a couple of times this year. Actually, I think it happened in the pursuit last week that she went to the last lap, and then there's another group of women that pushed her down off the podium, I think. But
didn't it seem
really
though that she came back a little bit today?
Was that
right at the end? That she was getting a little closer again? It felt like it, but maybe that's just the angle of the cameras. But
and if so, like, good for her for not just like totally waving the white flag at the end. But third place, 13th, 4th, 6th, and then 34th, 28th to start the week, and then 4th to finish. She's just magnificent. We obviously I'm partial to her. We got to speak with her this summer, and I've been pulling for her. Fights her way onto the team,
which is really not easy.
No,
probably the toughest team to fight your way on, right?
Yeah, and then not just making the team, but she stays there, and she is 6th in the overall at the end of the first trimester. So good for her. That's fantastic. I have a hard time seeing her not at the Olympics at this point, because with that kind of shooting, that's good weapon to have. Second highest French woman right now.
Yeah, no. What was your feeling of Simon?
About her racing, she looked better, obviously, than she did in Hochfilzen. Yeah, I think that she's getting her legs under her. What did she finish in 4th, I think, for the pursuit? So she's finding herself. I think she said she was sick this week also. I have a hard time imagining that she won't be a force at the Olympics. And I think that, come Olympic time, I just think that she's going to be back to that point where, just like you said, no one's going to want to see her coming up behind her, because she's going to be right there.
Yeah, it's I think we've talked enough about the whole story.
Yeah, no, that's why
when the race is going, she's and I noticed that her shooting time was only 6th or something today.
Oh, yeah,
which it's almost unusual for her, but
she slowed down.
So who knows? Maybe and I think that's also when you're not in good shape or not in your top shape yet, you're probably a bit more tired when you get to the shooting range and take a few extra seconds. But
do you think right now, if they had to choose the Olympic roster, that she would be on it?
Simon? How many? They only have 4, right?
4 starters. You can take 6, so you can take 2 reserves, but 4 starters.
Right.
Yeah. Lou obviously gets 1. I assume you give 1 to Justine. So you got Ocean, you got Camille, Simon, Paula Bottet, Richard, Chabot.
Well, I guess the tough part is, I guess you're tempted to look at the World Cup standing, but of course Simon missed the Östersund week. But I don't know. I mean, as a coach, hopefully you would have a better idea of her progress.
Yeah, it's not an easy choice.
You don't have to can you only bring like 4 official athletes that then have to race everything, or can you also say,
bring
we
6.
have an athlete that only will do the pursuit? No, well, you can't really do only pursuit, but
she's subbing in.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, you can bring 6, and you could start 2 only in the sprint and 2 only in the individual, and then 2 of them do all the races. So you can divvy it up however you want.
Because I'm just more trying to take it from the opposite side. Like, who would you leave out and feel sort of justified to do that?
Yeah, I mean, like with Camille shooting, I would have a hard time sitting her for the individual. She already has a podium in the individual this year.
Well, Michelin has been. Maybe there's some reason for improvement, but I mean, she's been doing well. Yeah, man, that would be tough to.
Yeah. How do you sit one of those for I?
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
on the other hand, Simone has a Olympic pedigree. I mean, she's got all those world championship medals. So
yeah, anyway, so that's why I was asking. Like, can she just do like a couple of races? But and then there's always a factor like how
do the mass start.
How no, like more off outside of the races. Like how does she affect it?
Yeah.
The team or the
Yeah, I will be fascinated to see how that all shakes out.
If that ever comes out in a book form or
yeah. On a positive note, I had a couple people that I thought I just wanted to mention real quick. But Paulina Batovska-Fialkova, the couple of 5th place finishes. Do you happen to know off the top of your head the last time that she had a 5th place? Before this weekend? Or a top 5, I'll say.
I thought she had a really good race earlier in the season.
Not top 5.
Oh.
She last top 5 was the mass start of Annecy last year. So she really likes really likes Grand Bornand. Her last 3 top 5s have all been at that venue, so she must be salivating to see it coming up every year.
Yeah. No, and I think I was also mixing her up with Sharvatova. Because she's had some good results, right?
Yes. Yep. I think I mentioned Burkhalter. He finished in 10th today, which is tied for his career best. He now has 3 10th place finishes in his career. He has 4 top 20s, 5 top 20s this season already, which is already a career most in a season. I just very impressed. Right now, he's 18th in the overall. His prior career best was 37th from last year, and his improvement is entirely shooting. He is up from 83.8% last year to 90.8% this year. If Nick can get back healthy and Stalder can be solid, I mean, that's 3/4 of a pretty good relay you got.
Yeah, and I've noticed that the guy that was called in very last minute in Hochfilzen is also still in the World Cup, right?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustache, yes. I was so happy to see him start the other day because I just got to see the mustache one more time.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we mention Regina?
Yeah, briefly. Yep.
Yeah, super happy for her. She in Hochfilzen obviously tied her career best and then had another good week, 15th, 29th, 17th. I think you mentioned that, but she's off to her best career start. And then Christo Simar, Siimer, probably mispronouncing that, but he ran his very first career mass start today. And I just thought it was cool to have Estonians in both mass starts.
Yeah.
It makes me happy when that stuff happens. So that was pretty neat.
There was also a Polish guy who was shooting really fast.
Thanks for mentioning him.
Swoda? Yeah. So I'm probably completely messing that up, but
Yeah, so fun to have these guys. Strolia's having a nice little race, nice little season.
Yeah. You also mentioned Anna Kavinger winning, or no?
Oh, yes.
She did really well. Did she do well again this weekend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she had another top 10 this week, and she had another good race too. Anyway, she is up to, I believe, 13th in the IBU Cup overall. She's actually the second best German woman on the IBU Cup right now, which she didn't race the first week, so she only has 2 weekends to compile points, and it's not bad.
No,
I'm happy for her. What a road back, and we'll see what happens, but it's not impossible that we see her back on the World Cup this year. I'm thinking like Nova Mesto or at the end of the season.
Do you think
who knows?
Olympics is out of question?
I will find out. Couple big weeks coming up for her in the start of the second trimester. Also, Selena Grotjean will be back too. So that's true. She has to, I think in order to qualify, Grotjean needs at least 2 top 15s or 1 top 8. Which I assume she'll do, but that's still got to do it. So
it kind of depends how she's coming back. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Because if it was just a nasty flu or whatever, then you can recover from it pretty well. But if there was something else going on,
she's missed a ton of time though. Any thoughts on your girl, Anna Magnusson?
Well, I guess in all fairness, maybe it's a bit of a back to reality. Obviously, I wish she would have been able to hold on to it longer, but I mean, she's still
cool though.
I'm guessing she's still in the top 5 on the World Cup.
She's 4th,
like overall.
Yeah,
4th. Yeah,
4th overall.
So still the best Swede. So, I mean, who knows? I was going to say maybe she just doesn't like Annecy, but I think she won a sprinter 2 years ago. So
yeah,
who knows?
I imagine she probably had a lot of pressure. Wearing yellow, people expecting her to.
But she did so well when she raced in yellow.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. She had all week to think about it, though.
Yeah, and I think the hard thing too is we never know if they're a little bit sick or stuff like that. So.
True, very true.
So hopefully she'll be bouncing back. But
oh yeah, and I'm sure she had a ton of like press things that she had to do.
Yeah,
being I'm sure that everybody needed interviews and but I still thought she didn't like totally embarrass herself. It's not like she went out there and missed the pursuit or anything. So I've
never seen a biathlete that embarrasses themselves.
No. Real quick, just because we didn't talk about him a whole lot, I did want to mention I'm really happy for Hannah Oberg. I think she's had a really nice, to win again. We talked about her, I think, just last week. It really feels like she's reestablishing herself, and then to get the win was really cool. So that was just sort of a nice sort of capstone.
How do you feel about Elvira so far? I mean, she missed a couple of races, but
doesn't look great. But I don't know. I'm so used to her coming in like she's got her hair on fire, like just running away from everybody, that it's sort of funny or weird to not see her doing that. So it just feels off.
For me, it mostly makes me think that maybe I should adjust my expectations, because for some reason every season you feel like she's one of the contenders, but at least so far it's never really panned out that way. And she's what, the 3rd Swede now, or even behind.
She is 3rd, yes. She's 3rd, yeah. Yeah, and she's only 26, so maybe she's like Tirolekov, right? Where, finally does win it, when she's in her 30s.
Maybe. Yeah,
we'll see.
but they have a strong team too, with Sarah Anderson and Ella Halverson, and shot time is not necessarily at that level, I think.
And Jas Blom and Lynn when she gets back, and funny coincidence. Paula Botn and Anna Karen Heidenberg were number 1 and number 2 in the overall on the IBU Cup, and they both came up to the World Cup. Did you see this? They came up to the World Cup. They finished in 47th and 48th. Heidenberg in 47th and Botn in 48th. They each had 3 misses. It's just like they had like carbon copy races. It's very, very funny.
Anything else other than, the crowd was pretty amazing again?
Crowd was great. The weather was bad.
Almost.
It looked weird on TV.
It was sunny though, right?
It was sunny. Yeah.
Right.
So there was that.
Because we've had World Cups there that was kind of pouring rain almost.
Yeah, it's true.
Makes you feel miserable, where now, you feel bad for the athletes having to go through kind of slushy stuff, but at least it looked nice.
Yeah. No, I think the only other thing I had was I thought that Samuelson is having a good year.
Yeah, although, today I think he shot clean the first 2, and then you feel like, oh, is he going to go for it? And then, unfortunately it didn't work out, but he's also a bit like, not as entertaining, I would say, as Emilien Jacquelin, but he's also all or nothing guy, feels.
We'll see. I mean, he's having a good year. 4th in the overall, but
oh yeah.
What's funny is that
kind of same idea, right? That you feel like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not quite there yet, where it's like 4th in the World Cup. Like, how can you not be?
Very, very last thing I had was and I really did want to throw this in there. 2 things from the IBU Cup single mixed. The Gigonau siblings, they raced together and they won the race.
Cool.
And I thought that just had to be so cool for those parents. And then the Danish team of Anne Debesch and Emil Frisk, they came in 6th. So Denmark was in the flowers and the IBU Cup single mix. So so good for them. But that's it. I'm all out. I covered everything I had on my extensive list.
Okay, and then this year, is this the year that they have Oberhof, like right on January 1st or something, or like
No, that's next year.
Oh, okay. So they get a little bit of a break.
Get a little bit of a break, and we are back racing. I guess there's the race in what's it called? It's late at night. The after Christmas race. Yep, there you go. Schalke, and then Oberhof comes back on January 8th.
Then it's going to be a roller coaster, right? Because then you have Oberhof, Ruhpolding, Novo Mesto, and then Olympics.
And then Olympics. Yep, that's gonna be. I'm already excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right,
man.
It's late my time. You're on vacation. Go sleep. Do party, whatever you guys are doing out there.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, it's not a lot of partying.
It'll be great.
It is,
enjoy it.
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
do some beach biathlon.
Yeah, I should dig up that picture again. Yeah, take care.
You should.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah.